For the first quarter, we have a loss of $1.70 a share from Boeing. That is slightly worse than the expectation of a loss of $1.61. Revenue just shy of expectations, coming in at $16.9 billion. So that's the revenue for the first quarter. Free cash flow negative $4.7 billion. And the cash balance, which is going to be crucial over the next several quarters, not only immediately, but as they start to borrow more, $15.5 billion. Several pieces of news. Let's run down each of these. Commercial airplane production rates are being slashed. We've forecasted this based on our conversations with sources. Boeing confirming that it's going to be cutting its 787 Dreamliner production essentially in half by 2022, going from 14 a month down to 7 per month. They'll immediately cut it down to 10 per month this year. The 777, 777X going from 5 per month down to 3 per month in 2021. And then the 737 MAX. Now, they're going to gradually ramp production later this year once it's ungrounded, if it's ungrounded as expected by the late summer. Then they go to 31 per month. That's the expectation for 2021. We are also expecting any minute now to hear a formal announcement from the company about payroll reductions, basically cutting employees by 10% across the company, though the bigger impact will be on the commercial airplane business. This will be a mix of voluntary and involuntary job cuts at Boeing. We'll get the exact details and a message from CEO Dave Calhoun shortly. A couple other notes, guys. The MAX, we talk every quarter about the cost. Additional cost of $1 billion for the 737 MAX because of a slower ramp up in production than expected. And then also the cost, the impact of shutting down the commercial business in late March and everything that goes with that. That has cost the company $1.37 billion. But again, guys, we're waiting on the specific details regarding the payroll and headcount reductions. Again, 10% company-wide is the expectation. We'll get more details. And, of course, we're going to be talking with CEO Dave Calhoun. That is an exclusive coming up on Squawk on the Street. Guys?
Hey, Phil, let's talk a little bit more about this. Bring in Mike Santoli, too. But what's interesting in this release, Phil, is what they say about thinking that they can get funding. They are convinced that they can get funding. They say they are looking in lots of places for it. There was a story in Reuters yesterday saying that they were looking to line up their own bond financing, that would be separate than something they went to the government for. And Calhoun has been very upfront about the idea that he doesn't want to go to the government and have them take a big stake in the company.
Also, they're not closing off the possibility of borrowing through the Treasury Department or borrowing through the Federal Reserve. Remember, there is this new facility that really hasn't gotten much attention that essentially is $500 billion going through the Federal Reserve. That is a possibility for Boeing. I think ultimately what they want to know, Becky, is what are the terms going to be if we go through Treasury and through the Federal Reserve Program? What exactly are those terms? But there's no doubt they're going to access the private market as well in terms of borrowing, whether it's some type of a corporate bond issuance, new lines of credit. They'll be doing a mix of the private market as well as working through the Treasury Department or working through the Federal Reserve Program that's being set up.